This weekend, I was playing a doppelganger of myself. And, you know, had a good time doing that. And it took them a long time to discover that I was a doppelganger, or at least to do anything about it. Even if they didn't, even if they knew, they didn't do anything about it for a really long time. So I'm lying in bed, sleeping, and someone pokes me awake. You know, I wake up and I'm looking up at the face of this one player who plays an Aether, whose name is like Ash Nadir or something. Ash, we'll just call him Ash. And he pokes me awake, and Ash is standing there, and he goes, "You're coming with me. Like, put something on. We're gonna go outside. It's a little cold." And I go, "Why?" And he says, "Oh no, I spellstruck slept you while you were asleep. So you're asleep. I'm picking you up and taking you outside." Like, because I was actually asleep, and I'm all confused. And I go like, "You spellstruck slept me? Resist." You know, like, didn't work. And his face went like this. Like, he was just expecting to, like, sleep me, drag me outside, and probably kill me. Because that's what you do with things that are weird and taking the skin of your friends. But his face was like, oh, sleep spell didn't work, huh? Yeah. So I'm lying there, and he goes like, "Well, so do you wake up?" And I went, "Technically, spell strike sleep doesn't do any damage, so we're just gonna say that I'm still asleep. Wake me up another way if you want to." And then I went back to sleep. I went back to sleep because sleep spells don't work on doppelgangers. They have magic resists. So I went back to sleep, and he left. He didn't try and wake me any other way. He didn't poke me with a weapon or anything. He just left, and whatever plan they had fell through immediately at that point. There was nothing else they could do, or nothing else they wanted to try. Anyway. So the next morning, I get up and I report to plot camp that, like, all that happened, you know? And that they tried to do something, and plot just goes like, "Okay, well, it's getting kind of ridiculous, so, like, just do something aggressive, you know? Like make a move that'll make them fight you." You know, and I went, "All right." So I went back upstairs. To where we were all together, and I was looking for orcs, because the orc racial weakness is that when they are charmed, it counts as a dominate, because they have, like, weak minds. And I have a magic charm and 3 magic sleeps, and a magic shun, but I wasn't sure what that did. So magic charm and 3 magic sleeps that I could use, like, just where's the spell packet? I usually have one around. By throwing these little babies and just being like, magic charm, and if it hits, charmed. Magic sleep, if it hits, sleep. You know? So I had, like, a little handful of packets. And I went back to where my bed was, looking around for the orcs, because charming an orc and telling it to kill all its friends is a good way to get everybody to fight me. But as I'm going over there, my furbolg friend walks up and says, "They mad at you." You know, and I went like, "What? They're mad at me? Why?" "They not think you really you. I think they jealous, but they not think they really you. They not think you really you." Oh. Okay. And I'm talking to him, and I see people, like, arraying around me, right? Like, arraying around me. And I'm like, okay, things are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen right now, you know, before I even do anything. And I turn. I'm about to turn around and talk to Thelonious, my Minotaur friend, who is, like, moved around behind me, and I hear, "You are not prepared! 50 magic fire body, or, 50 magic fire slay." Which is, like, it's magic, which beats my magic threshold. It's fire, which burns away the bark skin that I was wearing, and I don't have enough body to survive the rest. So I take it, and I'm like, do I have any physical resists? Nope. And then, you know, I fall over dead. And everybody's standing around me, and they go like, okay. So I've got my eyes closed and I'm dead on the ground, you know? And they go like, okay, so we'll wait 60 seconds And then if we wait a little longer and she's still bleeding and not dead, it's Tawney, because Wood Fae can stay in their bleed for 2 minutes, not 1. So if it's anything that's not a Wood Fae, it'll die in a minute instead of 2. So this is like their check, you know, like they're gonna stand there and check if I'm dead or not. If I'm Tawney, then I'll survive an extra minute than I would as this doppelganger. Because the way it works is there's a 60-second bleed count and then a 60-second bleed count and then a 5-minute death count, right? So like bleeding, you can be healed, and dying, you can't, you know? Like dying, you have to be life spelled. So they're waiting to see if like the Wood Fae extra bleed count will kick in. So they're waiting and it gets to 60 seconds and they check me, and I go like, you know, anatomy 1, 2, 3. Are you in your bleed count? No. Are you in your death count? Yes. Okay, it's not Tawney. And as soon as they confirmed that it wasn't me, I said like, you know, hand on head while I'm lying there on the ground. You see the face of Tawney like shift away, and everything sort of shift away from this creature. And instead it is a gray blank slate and gray long-fingered hands, you know, that you see like lying on the ground. This corpse is like a blank doll. And they're all like, ah, you know, like, what, ah, what the hell is this? You know, and so forth. They eventually find out it's a doppelganger. But, so they managed to kill me. And they're like, where's Tawney then? Where's the real Tawney? And they don't know, so they have to stay in the Fey realm and, you know, go further in to try and find the real Tawney. I don't know what's happened to the real Tawney yet. But anyway, so the body dissipated, and I went back to plot camp, and I said, like, okay, so they killed me. And plot goes, okay, well, we'll figure out what to do with you next. And I'm like, you know, I could just go back up there. The body dissipated, so the doppelganger is still alive. I could just go back up there as Tawney again. And just wreak havoc. Just cause some mayhem. And so they turn to me, and they go, yeah, all right. So I come back up probably about 15 minutes later, still dressed as Tawney. I come back up and walk my way up the stairs, and they see me coming, and I throw out a magic charm immediately on one of the orcs. Magic charm, kill your friends. And the orcs start swinging swords into people, and people are running towards me, and I'm going, magic sleep, magic sleep, magic sleep. And people are just, you know, falling to the ground. It was super cool. I'm fighting with my staff, you know, and they're hitting me with iron. And iron goes through my thresholds because Fey and iron don't mix. And in the middle of fighting me, I'm like, don't you want to know where your friend is? Don't you want me to tell you where I saw her? You know, and they're all pausing like, we need to talk to it. It could give us information. And then like some people are like, no, the Fae are all liars. And they killed me before I could say anything. I didn't actually have any information. I just wanted to see if I could get them to like stall fighting me. To see if I could get them to chat a little bit. But yeah. So that's how my time as a doppelganger went. I was a doppelganger of my own character, and it took like 12 hours before they actually did anything about it once they realized. It was fun. It was a good time. It's a little stressful, but it was fun.